Alright, here we go. We already met with the loading screen of death, but it's okay. Ooh,
That's probably my fault there. Me on my Switch.
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
Alright, you got Sionara with a
TKI stack to
TKI
start off with. Meanwhile, Misty is already blitzing it with a 6-3, but testing it over to an LST. And again, phase 1 garbage being very clean, all things considered, and looks like it's a decent factory. Transitioning on over fairly nicely.
Both players are max zone now. Let's see who's gonna try and activate it first. Oh, Misty's first to pop their zone. Sionara's going to be looking to try and mitigate as much as they can before they enter zone themselves. Sionara entering zone as well. Misty trying to find a few extra lines, gets the Altimetrix for a 52 attack.
That's quite incredible for just the first stream match of the tourney. The first one is an Altimetrix, so you know you can.
Oh, so top of the board, T-spin single as well. Sends 41, manages to pretty much neutralize all of it.
That's no mean feat just to nullify an Altimetrix just immediately.
Yeah, that was very well played by them, and they're also really low down on the board. Although Misty does have a lot of potential here on theirs.
A lot of clean garbage,
but that well.
First needs to down stack. That was a very good,
very nice down stack.
But yeah, very nicely done.
Just taking a little T-spin on the top there. Not much, but it helps to downset the board a little bit.
The players' boards are actually in fairly decent states, although
Misty popping a zone.
Okay.
Putting out quick. Sionara also shortly following by. Ooh, a little bit of a misshot for Misty there.
That's going to impact the decision making just a little bit there.
Just a little bit. It
doesn't do too much, although
still able to get an 18 line and a 17 line from Sionara, which again pretty much neutralized a lot of it. Although they do now have a lot of dirty garbage on the area, and with no zone, it's going to be really tough. Misty taking the first point there.
What a way to start this off.
Yeah, Misty was on it that round and got a lot of really good zone attacks. And cool Sionara at the start of phase 3, and that's what done it.
Similar start with a TKI on Sionara's side, followed by a 6-3 on Misty's end.
Yep, Misty looks like they're going for
Fractal.
Yeah, going for the Fractal there. Getting a couple T-spins out of it, followed by a Tetris as well. Sionara also has clean access to the garbage roll.
That's what they expect from phase 1.
A little bit of an ST sec.
Ooh, and
Sionara first pop. Misty shortly follows. Already 17 lines and a T-spin single at the top there. Breaks at 18 lines, sends a lot of attack though, which is good. See what Misty's able to do here, looking for a few extra lines at the top. Maybe not quite able to... Oh, they're just getting it over. Gets the 20. 45 attack, but they still have a lot to deal with. But they survived just fine.
Apparently it said it was a 19 and not necessarily a 20. I definitely saw the piece drop, but maybe the timer expired just in time. I'm actually not particularly sure about that. But either way, Misty is
it's still a good
for herself.
Both players are both in a pretty good position here, actually. Now, maybe Misty has a little bit more in terms of the garbage lines, but I'd say it's pretty even. Both players still have max zone as well, so...
Sionara is supposed to pop theirs first.
Misty surely soon to follow, possibly. It's a bit of a tricky one for Sionara. They're trying to figure it out.
13 line, fairly impressive in its own right. However, looks like Misty is very well equipped to just full on counter that. Actually, no, it's a 12 line. Commentator's curse.
It's 12 line, but it's still it's still a 40 attack, and Sionara's board isn't looking too clean there, and unfortunately, that is going to do it for them.
Only a 2-line zone. That is not going to be able to counter. Misty takes game 2. Okay.
Another TK start, very similar starts.
And yet another 6 free! I think I'm noticing a pattern here.
It seems to be working out for them, and they're getting a lot of clean garbage from Sionara as well. By just taking that little extra time to 6 free sec. Sionara already in a little spot of bother, having to use zone to try and clear out some lines. Not quite able to get down to their Tetris well, although they're able to send quite a bit to Misty. Misty now on the attack as well.
With the full zone to boot as well, might be looking to get to another T-spin. Only buys a single, but still, this is going to be at least an 18 line. Oh, that
trying to go for more lines, but weren't quite able to get it.
That was almost a 20 line, sending a lot of damage to Sionara's board. Although, still in a prime position to downstack, especially with a full zone enabled. Yeah, with all those there's a lot of garbage on their board as well to clear up, so they should be able to get some good damage out of this. 19 lines to 43 attack. That's a lot for Misty to deal with. Oh, yikes! Might need to pop zone right now. Yep.
Yeah. They don't have too much space to work with though here. This might be a little bit tough.
A lot of damage is nullified, but
not enough, unfortunately.
Just gets clipped to the very top. Sionara gets a point on the board.
They're on the board. Very well played by Sionara there.
No, making such good effective use of that zone there. Oh,
ooh, a little bit of a few missed shots for Misty at the start, but
taking some very creative liberties with their stack at the start.
Sometimes this may be a blessing. You do get those clean garbage lines from your opponent as well, which Misty's just able to send right back.
Especially in phase 1, yes. Of course, it's like you almost never want to misdrop, but as long as your garbage holes are at least somewhat accessible, it shouldn't be too bad to get yourself back in the game in phase 1.
Yeah. All right, we got a zone coming in from Misty here. Looks like they might be trying to go for maybe a curvature here. I don't think they quite have a solution for it, but 19 lines for 46 attack.
That's still very
good.
Respectable.
Still very good, and they're going to be sending as much as they can during Sionara's zone as well. Sionara may be able to counter most of it with that 17 zone lines. Although Misty definitely keeping up that pressure.
Keeping that pressure, finding T-spin after T-spin. Sionara's board, though, looking in a very clean position downstack.
Yeah, looking very clean with those garbage lines. And they've also got max zone again as well.
Both players now have max zone.
Zone quite high, but it's working out. And activating zone for Sionara. Oh, bit of an eye misdrop, which ends the zone early.
The tournament winner.
Misty's going to be able to get a good zone out of this, I feel.
Looking very clean to do so. At least it's an 18. It's a 20 line.
Into phase 3 now. Sionara already into zone. 12 lines. Able to send a little bit back to Misty there. Although Sionara does take some more garbage there.
Thing about phase 3 is that like it gets trickier and trickier to survive, with the garbage just being atrocious all the way through. Phase 1 generally extremely forgiving, but phase 3 is just brutal with its garbage management.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're playing really consistently, well, playing really efficiently, and also make sure that you're using your zones well too, because zone does also clear a lot faster in this phase. So you gotta make sure you're making the most of it.
Misty popping zone, using it to just clean up.
Oh, a little bit of a miss shot exiting out of zone, but they're able to send a nice chunk of garbage.
And it converts quite nicely into a T-spin, in fact.
Yeah. Sionara taking a bit of a hit, but it's not too bad so far, although it is slowly getting worse for them. Misty will just need to keep up that pressure. A little bit of zone for Sionara.
Needs a pop for survival, however,
They managed to survive for now, which is really good. A few misshops on Misty's side, though, where their board isn't looking too good now, but see if they'll be able to recover it. They're able to get a T-spin triple out of it.
Sionara's board is not exactly in a great state, though. Taking a huge amount of damage, needs a pop in zone to have any chance of survival.
They do have a lot of zone to work with, though, so
not enough
21
space,
out of it. No, not as much as they would have wanted, but it is able to get themselves out of the predicament that they're in. Although Misty does have a full zone just waiting to be popped here. Just needs to find a good opportunity to use it. Misty popping zone now.
Although there's not a lot of space left on the board. Timer might not. The timer might not be that much of an issue. But
18 lines.
8 lines still fine.
It's very back and forth.
Yeah.
Although Sionara has a very clean board, sending 24 lines, and Misty has no zone. Tying up the game.
Yeah, a very quick zone from Sionara. Just to instantly spike Misty. Dang, game 5. Okay, similar start. It seems like not exactly a TKI opening, but a light.
Seems like some form of it. Looking for another T-spin. Ooh, doesn't Misshop's a T-spin double on Sionara's side?
Seems like a bit
Hopefully
of like
they'll be able to downstack it. They're able to get a T-spin single just to open up the well on the side.
Yep, and Sionara's board is looking fairly clean. Has to pop in a 3/4 zone, but looks like they're able to make a very effective use out.
Ooh, I think it might.
Oh,
a misshop on Sionara's side. That's going to be tough
that
to
might be
clear
very
out.
costly even on phase 1.
Yeah, and Misty's got a lot of time to build up zone as well. Got the 18.
Ooh, is it? Ooh,
We're able to find the
Tetris
Tetris. A lovely solution from Misty
and
Sionara caught out there.
That's not good from Sionara with that team misdrop at the very top.
It's a huge 71 attack from Misty.
I have one thing to say to you, Sionara. Sayonara.
I saw that one coming.
Okay, it was the most obvious joke there. I had to go and take it. Come on, but I know beforehand that I know before that you wanted to see like a curve just happen mid game, and
there it was.
Do it, and well, there you go.
There was a lovely solution found by Misty as well, just managing to spawn the L piece upside down to get the 21 lines.
Anyway, my awful comedic skills aside,
Trust me, you don't want to hear any of my jokes earlier that we made.
Okay. Fairly clean boards, all things considered.
Ooh,
Misty...
both players going for the zone at the same time. Misty going for a STSD there at the top of the board.
Making
Quick climbing. Are they going for another one?
Is that? Oh,
they're able to find the 20 for 54 attack.
Only
Still
one
really good from Misty, but pretty much both players pretty much countered each other in full.
A little bit of back and forth.
Misty is very high up on the board actually, but they do have some good garbage lines just waiting for them. Sionara does as well.
That seems to be a trend with games that still make it into phase 1. And as Sionara pops zone, Misty also gets a zone of their own. And we'll just see how this plays out.
So big zone for Sionara. Not quite able to get the 20, but 50 attack is still very, very good. But Misty has also got a zone of their own to worry about.
Oh, and that's a 20!
53. Again, pretty much perfectly countering each other. And also into phase 3 garbage as well, so it's going to get a little bit tougher out from here. Both have about the same garbage here, although Sionara is receiving a lot more.
Sionara's board though just seems to be like a lot less cheeser than what Misty's is. Misty needs to start downsecking and getting rid of some of that cheese if he's gonna have like any sustainable zone or anything like that.
But they're making a good downsec out of it, and Sionara also popping zone there. Looks like they were trying to look for a T-spin double in the middle of their stack, but not able to find it.
Okay.
Getting an 18.
Oh! I was gonna say very nice donation from Misty's side of the board. However, Misdrop nullifies one of them. Perhaps that zone wasn't exactly as good as Misty would have liked.
Ooh, Misty getting a lot of garbage there on their board. She's really gonna want to downside like soon. Pops her quarter zone.
It is going to be enough for Misty to survive Sionara's attacks. However, Sionara does have a like a fairly big zone up and coming. Then again, there isn't too much damage actually that Misty will receive.
Yeah, 22 does send like a fair bit of pressure to them, although it looks like nothing Misty can't handle. Sending a
nice and powerful C-spin, yeah.
Yeah. Although Sionara is still keeping up that pressure. They're both pretty much level on the board actually. So it could go either way, although it's Sionara's turn for the zone here.
Trying making really good use out of that zone downsec as much as possible. I do think Misty's board is just a little bit cleaner, at least with the cheese. Oh, but as soon as I say
really
that,
unfortunate misshot for Misty, but it's still in it just about. Although with no zone, they're gonna get caught out of the top. It's all fish and no chips.
Oh boy. Only jokes that you'd hear at PuyoGB, folks.
Game tied up again, 3-all. It's a very close game. Both players playing really well. Getting very far. Oh, Sionara misshopping their initial T-spin double. Although they're able to convert it. A bit of finds a T-spin donation there in the middle too.
Stack is looking a little bit wonky for Sionara right now, but nothing that can't be handled.
Yeah, they're still managing to find some good T-spins, although they might want to downsack some of that soon. Misty popping their full zone.
Might be looking to just end Sionara right here and right now. Although max zone is probably going to stall the match just a little bit longer and preventing that KO from happening instantly.
19. There's the 20. 62 attack. That's a really good 20 zone.
Ooh, STSD at the very top. Well, Sionara finds a way. Tetris with the 2 T-spins in the middle there is going to completely nullify all of Misty's damage that's sent their way.
Oh, really unfortunate misshop there for Misty. Misshop in the I and the O piece. Although they're able to get a T-spin donation out of it and able to clear up the stack quite nicely. Also, yeah, as a reminder as well, all top 8 matches are first to 5. So both of these players need to win 2 more points each to win the match. Sionara starting off their zone.
Misty
Quickly up to 13 lines.
Misty at max zone as well. Just ready and waiting to set it off. And there we go.
A little bit of a misshop on Sionara's side. Although it does enter them into phase 3 here. Misty trying to work out. That's a lot of garbage for Sionara to receive, but they managed to clear a lot of it out, although Misty sends it right back. Sionara's got a lot of garbage to deal with here now.
Yeah, even though there's a pretty big misdrop on Misty's board there. Actually several.
They are finding good solutions to try and downsack it, although they are she's making a few more mistakes on the sack by trying to do so.
Yeah. Sionara's actually making a pretty decent comeback here, although it looks like Misty's finally cleaned up her board together, and Looks like both players are right back in it.
Yeah, they're both pretty equal, although I think Misty might have a little bit more on their board. Although, I don't know. Oh, that's very close on Sionara's side, actually, but they're still able to get the eyepiece over. They're using the zone into a Tetris with a T-spin double.
Yeah, just trying to clear up as many lines as possible. Is able to clean up 11 lines using that, sending a hefty amount of garbage onto Misty's board.
Yeah, sending 24 there. Although it looks like Misty is going to be planning to send it back.
Ooh,
sends it back
lines.
With interest.
Quite a lot of interest, in fact. Only a quarter zone is going. Sionara still has to tank garbage, and oh, there
not
we go.
Quite. Didn't have any zone there to try and survive it, and Misty just kept keeping on the pressure there. It's game point for Misty.
Misty wins the war of attrition. Oh, actually don't know what opener Misty was using there.
Misty quick with the T-spin doubles. Sionara has a little bit of downstacking to do, but they're right back into the action.
It's a garbage line. It's phase one. Like, is it really like? Do you really need downstacking? That's just part of the damage you're outputting.
Yeah. Ooh. Don't know if they were trying to get an extra T-spin double there on the end of that zone, but
TST tower coming up from Misty.
So nice little way to find the T-spin double there from Misty. A little bit of attack. Although they still have a little bit of damage to receive, but it's not too much to worry about.
Even after
fractal from Misty too.
And 3 T-spins even within that zone, still receiving a lot of damage. Even still, like Sionara is putting like a ton of pressure.
Sionara was pretty much forced to pop zone there, and immediately after they pop zone, they missed shots, which is quite unfortunate, but they were able to get quite a good zone out of it still. Misty has their zone ready though, and they're using it. Ooh, a bit of a misshot on Sionara's side. They're going to want to try and fix that as soon as possible, really, but they're able to get their own max zone. It's an Altimetrist for Misty, sending 54 attack.
That's a lot of damage!
And Misty entering the battle into phase 3 as well. If Sionara is able to send a lot here, that might be good for them. But a misshot on the L is brutal.
That
and
that's a lot right of garbage. To the top.
That's a lot of garbage to deal with.
Still is able to survive, but Misty is looking in an extremely good position. 3/4 zone compared to Sionara's only quarter zone.
They found a nice little combo though.
Is able to downstack just a little bit more, just putting their board in perhaps a better state. Ooh,
maybe not the placement they were looking for. I think they were looking for a spin there, but weren't quite able to find it.
Has to pop zone in order to just like get any time to survive. It's only
it's an early end, and there they are.
Misty,
it's a 5-3 win for Misty.
Misty moves on to winners finals.
Very well played.
No, extremely well done, and so many good zones too.